Alright, everyone. I did it. Not by choice, but by luck. I found a vegan more insane, more out there than that vegan teacher. And I'm not talking about deep vegan or vegan booty. This one is Mike the Vegan. Now, for those of you who don't know, he seems normal. And he basically shows like data and scientific studies and all of this on how being vegan is good and all of this and all of that. Now, unfortunately, like most vegans on the internet, he fails to realize that everyone has a choice on what they eat, and that's just that. Anyway, let's just roll the clip.
Hey, it's Mike here, and today, Sniper Wolf versus That Vegan Teacher. And That Vegan Teacher is a vegan activist, possibly retired teacher, not exactly sure, but I do know her personally. We'll talk about that in a second. That Vegan Teacher made a video calling out Sniper Wolf for just not being vegan, not eating vegan food, which honestly makes for some pretty funny content once you add Sniper Wolf's reaction.
Now, you'd think off of that, he seems pretty normal, and he's gonna be like really chill about it and not like a complete cuckoo like that vegan teacher. But no, it's just an illusion. Don't fall for it.
And as you know, normally I do science videos. This isn't my normal type of content. But since the video has 7 million views and there actually is quite a bit of interesting subject matter that is brought up that I just feel compelled to respond to.
And admit it, you want the clout.
I do have to say a quick word about That Vegan Teacher. And she was really big on TikTok. I think she got to about 1.5 million or 2 million. I don't even know. Millions of followers on TikTok until she was removed, I think, by breaking community guidelines. And again, I know her personally. I met her before TikTok was a thing, in person a few times. So when people ask me to react to her, which they have a lot, I'm generally hesitant.
And this is where I start to get a problem with him. Now, he said he's hesitant to do things that vegan teacher is in. And I understand why. But if he's showing the facts and the data and all of that, he should have no problem calling vegan teacher out for not doing things the right way. And he should definitely talk about her more instead of avoiding her until there's a video made on her that's pulling in 7 million views, making you look like a clout chaser. Now, that's why he's hesitant. The other reason he's hesitant is he knows vegan teacher IRL. He mentioned it already. And that is... I feel like there's definitely a bias in here because, of course, you have no problem saying stuff about someone you don't know. But when it's someone you do know, you don't want to insult them over the internet or face-to-face. You want to try and preserve that as much as you can and just keep your thoughts to yourself or to your close friends that won't leak it. I think that he definitely does the wrong move up ahead by gently going over this and then kind of digging into Sniper Wolf later on.
But she's in this video, and I will just say I appreciate her passion and all of that stuff, but I will just be transparent, Katie. I do think sometimes you go a little too far, like the time that you wrote the N-word out next to a little black girl doll. Like, maybe that just wasn't the best activism. But in other areas, I understand how she ends up pushing the boundaries. She's super passionate, trying to get people to stop harming animals. They don't do it. It gets more frustrating. Then she gets bullied, and then she gets pushed to the edge. And I mean, it just makes sense.
All right, so this is where it's kind of the end of him talking about vegan teacher for a bit. So basically, he failed to mention that vegan teacher's the one instigating all these things, and she's getting the clash that she wants, and he's failing to realize that cause and effect happen. Cause of the effect is vegan teacher, let's say, going after Sniper Wolf, Mr. Beast, Gordon Ramsay, and Tommy in it, and being surprised Pikachu when there's fans of those creators that go to her, and then they all end up hating and disliking because that was her goal, to get the audience drawn. If she can't handle that, then she should not be on the internet. Mike, if you think that she's the one being bullied, you are completely wrong. It's a two-way thing. It's a cause and effect. Would she be bullied if she didn't go after Gordon Ramsay? No, because if she didn't go after Gordon Ramsay, she wouldn't have gone after all these other people, and all these creators wouldn't have covered her, giving her more clout. Because they covered her, they went viral, this and that. So that's where Mike the vegan really messed up, and is you can clearly see that he's favoriting that vegan teacher.
And I will say, Leah, obviously, a lot of the time she's kind of joking, but I think that jokes are a good reflection of people's real attitudes. And she definitely makes some points that she believes. That's her philosophy.
Look, I'll say some jokes might be that way, but with Sniper Wolf, I can almost guarantee she doesn't stand by those jokes because she's doing it for content, for literally for the views, to keep it engaging, interesting, to get that watch time up, to keep it up, because more watch time, more ads, more money. And if you can't realize that, then obviously you don't do your research and you're not a big enough creator to understand that. Now, I'm not one to talk about being a big creator, but you are not one to talk about knowing what jokes are until you show me your psychology PhD, alright? Until that, then please, kindly, shut up.
Some of her videos, she eats dairy, she eats meat, and she doesn't say don't do it.
Man, whoa. 2021, I am now getting attacked for the food that I eat. Let me start this off with, personally, I believe that you can eat whatever you want.
Not to take this too literally, but
But what's that? You're still gonna go and take it too literally? Okay.
do you really think people should just be allowed to eat whatever they want? I mean, where does the mind go? I mean,
It takes me to where literally everyone else who is sane goes. We're not talking about anything weird. We're talking about food.
maybe to Hannibal Lecter?
Finally, a reasonable person who doesn't tell me what to eat like you prude is. This is how Hannibal Lecter talks.
Really? The dude, finishes saying, I feel like jokes are an accurate representation on how you truly feel, plays a clip, and then goes to this. Mike, are you chewing on arms in the middle of the night? Go vegan. Be vegan from now on.
I don't tell you how to live your life, so please do not tell me how to live my life.
This is what I call the you do you boo boo mentality. I want to deconstruct it a little bit.
Deconstruct it? So what you're saying is you can't accept that people aren't vegan and don't have the same views as you. Is that what you're trying to say? Because that's what the vegan teacher is doing.
Example that I think she would agree with, it was a good idea to tell people who kept slaves to stop keeping slaves, and that's how we got rid of slavery.
Okay, so off of this, I can tell that he definitely does more science than history. So for those of you who don't know, in the United States, back in 18 whatever or 17 whatever, when slaves were still a very common thing, the police force was actually created more of bounty hunters instead of protect and serve. What they would do is their job was to hunt down slaves that have escaped and bring them back, and then whether that be kill them after they're returned or what, that was their job. And it is not stopped there. It still continues in the prison system, where they still do labor for free or minimal pay, not to the point where it has been not even the federal minimum wage of the United States. It does not even pay that. So I don't agree with Mike here, because slavery, while it's not classified as slavery, is still a thing. It's called the prison system. Look into law reform, and then, Mike, maybe you'll realize that you really said the wrong thing here.
But for Leah, let's bring it to a more modern and also dietary example. If your neighbors or even friends started eating dogs, would you maybe want to tell them to not eat dogs? My guess is absolutely you would want to tell them to stop eating dogs.
Do vegans only know how to compare literal farm animals and pets? How long until they're just saying, oh, well, why would you kill a skunk, but you won't kill your hamster? And let me get one thing out of the way real quick. You cannot expect people to go vegan and say that the world will be vegan if you can't control wild animals, because then the world will never be vegan. So it's wrong to deprive us of our human/animal nature, which is omnivore, which is plants and meat. Also, you can't say that you can train animals and they're smart and they can be trained, because that's not vegan then. So you will never have a vegan world. So you should not force vegan or even say everyone should be vegan, because it will never happen.
There are twice as many chickens on Earth as there are humans. Where are they all, Alia? Do you know where they are?
They are being made into chicken nuggies. You know, if we didn't eat them, chickens would be taking over the world. They'd be busted through my door. Take your kids, wife, land.
Quick response here because it is so simple. We breed about 50 billion chickens a year. There's no actual risk of overpopulation if we stop that breeding. I have a whole video on this. Yeah, she's joking, but she's also wrong AF.
I'm sorry. This dude's 29. He should know that AF has been legit out of people's vocabulary since 16, 17. Alright? He is out of date AF. Like, literally. Also, this guy is taking way too many things too literally.
They get onto the topic of dairy, and Leah does say, yeah, I drink almond milk, so that's great, but then she does go on to defend her general dairy consumption. This is just such a clear representation of the appeal to history fallacy that because something happened throughout human history, it is therefore okay or ethical, and it's just so obviously not the case. I mean, there was so much murder and horrible things that happened throughout human history, you just can't use that as an excuse alone. But to get historical...
Oh! You do know history.
Well, some probably really awkward dude in a really awkward moment decided to start milking cows about 7,000 years ago, somewhere in Europe, which means that no, it's not the beginning of time. That's at least 3,000 years before the Earth actually was created. It's a bad creationist joke. Obviously, I'm kidding.
How much are you joking, Mike? That's what I want to know. According to you, your jokes represent how you truly feel. So, how do you really feel, Mike? Tell us.
If she is okay with veal, I just have to say, how are you okay with the murder of baby grass puppies?
Alright, well, I'm from Polish descent, and anyone who's ever gone to a Polish deli and had a kabanos or kielbasa, that is veal, knows firsthand that it's a lot easier to have those little baby grass puppies in my mouth because those are just so good. If you have never had one, find a Polish deli and ask for a pork and veal kielbasa or kabanos. I don't remember the long skinny one. I think it's kabanos. I don't remember. I haven't been to a Polish deli in years. But I want it so bad.
She just said she doesn't usually eat things with no meat. Oh, that's an X for sure.
What?
This is why I'm happy I'm responding to this, because I haven't thought about this in a while, that compulsion to eat meat at every single meal, which years back I even did a video jokingly calling it carnorexia. You definitely can't say you need it every meal, and I thought for a while you needed to eat meat like at least twice a day back when I ate meat.
Mike, I agree. Meat is not a necessity for every meal. That I will agree with you on. That's like the only thing so far, but it's something we can agree on. It's a start.
Now we're on to the point of stealing honey from bees, as that vegan teacher says.
They work their entire life to make a little teaspoon of it, and you go in there and steal it from them? Why?
That's what she out here talking. I'm stealing. I'm walking up to the bees and just grabbing a fistful of honey.
I know she's being a little bit comedic here, but I think it reflects her actual attitude. And this is the attitude that because you did not actually do it, you didn't actually see it, you had somebody else do it for you, that you aren't responsible. But just breaking that down logically, it really doesn't hold up. You pay for the honey, you're paying for people to take the honey, you pay for the meat, you're paying for people to kill the animal.
Yeah, I knew we were only going to agree for a short bit. So, yeah, I don't think it's the same thing. A lot of creatures eat other animals and animal byproduct stuff, so I don't really think it's the same thing to say, basically you're holding us to a higher standard because we're human, but you're also trying to fight for rights of animals to make them equivalent for human, but you can't have it both ways.
But the point is, under scrutiny, her positions just really don't hold up. Her appeals to history, her disconnecting herself from exactly what she's paying for.
Now look, Mike, I don't see a problem with you in any other way than you just need to respect other people's dietary choices. If you want to spread the vegan message, fine, by all means. But you can't go out and say, yeah, well, this person's doing a bad thing and they're paying for this and that because they're buying cheese. Sure, it might be tied into the same thing, but you are not paying for that. You are paying for the cheese, and guess what? The company that you bought the cheese from, unless you buy directly from the farm, you are paying the store. The store is what pays for it, not you. Anyways, that's all I've pretty much had to say. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment down below. I will reply as soon as I see it. Share with your friends and family, and hit that little notification bell to be notified whenever I post. If you think this guy was more insane than that vegan teacher, let me know in the comments below by saying insane vegan. If you think vegan teacher's still more insane, comment crazy Karen vegan down below. And then I will see who's more crazy. Anyway, next video will be popping up real soon if it's not already up on the screen already. So please go check those out. Hit a like. YouTube thinks that you'll like those. So, hey, give them a watch. Maybe you'll like them, maybe you won't. I don't know. If you want other vegan videos, well, there's vegan. I have a whole playlist of them. That's like 4 videos right now. A lot of Sniper Wolf. Anyways, I will see y'all next time. Peace out. Bye.